Hello there, it's Darth Rabbit 07 coming to you today with another quick review. In the whole gallivant with the GameStops and the Wallies this week, I found B the other morning at the downtown Asheville Walmart, and actually it's B-127. What? Bad-ass-a-tron. I got him and I can't wait to get him on the turntable. Just wanted to give a little bit different background in my intros. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, all the stuff down below. Thanks again for watching. Let's turn that camera around and take a closer look at B-127 or Bad-ass-a-tron. And there's B-127 on the turntable, looking awesome and phenomenal in his new box art. The Studio Series box art and the Age of Prime's box art is so phenomenally good. You've got B-127 from robot to vehicle and back again in 18 steps. Pause and scan right there if you're still looking for this guy in stores. And on the other side, you get that wraparound art there on the side. Let's crack this open and see how cool B-127 in the Studio Series really is. And here is B-127 on the turntable out of his packaging. Like, I don't have the box up here with him. It'll just get blowed around. But my initial impressions of this guy are very, very high. I like the way that it stores and looks like a jetpack on his back. Jetpacks? I mean, well, that's him in D16, or it's Optimus in D16 that does that in the movie or whatever. He's got that awesome looking rifle that RC kicks up and wields and stuff. I want to say they wielded it a couple of times there in the movie too, and just looks spectacular. And just in my short experience with them, like I said, this is really even light years better than the basic offering. And the basic offering, the mainline offering, was fun, but he is Bad-ass-a-tron. The only thing that could make it even more better early look in is they could have had like that other alternate head in here, and it would have been just fit it a little bit more. Let's take a closer look at them when we get back down to the house. To give you a sense of perspective, that's where I was at just a while ago. And here is B-127 in his robot mode, and the best life imitating box art, imitating life pose I can get him in as it goes out of focus. I'm still learning this new Samsung 25 Ultra phone, putting it through its paces and stuff. This past week, I got it upgraded last Friday, today Saturday morning. So I've had it for 8 days. So I'm definitely putting it through its paces with all this new stuff that's come out this week and what have you. Very, very cool looking bee. And we're going to go right into that articulation, as it's good. And then I kind of know what's going on here now that I've transformed this, one time, and know that they've basically adopted that Earthspark ball socket, do it cheaper, deluxe mentality that really drives me crazy, because this thing is damn near perfect and really good except for the balls and stuff. So the head is on a ball, and you go all the way around, and you get some wiggly waggly, and that as far back as I can get to go up and down. So there's that there. So then you get all the way around on the ball like you should. It's got the little cut to get it out to almost a full T, so you can do that. Then we'll go down here to the waist, because I do like how they got a waist all the way around. That's check and check. Back to the arms here, you got that much in the elbow. You got some upper bicep there right above the elbow. No wrist articulation, but with the way this thing transforms, and I'll be doggone if I can get it to do it right now. If I move this out just a little bit, then it'll pop it up just a little bit. There's no sense and reason in the world they couldn't have just did a ball socket cup thing here, to where that thing still does this function to transform into the vehicle mode, come back down around the top and tab it in. But with this being on this joint here, I'm really hoping to appeal to and or get the attention of DNA Designs. If the dog will stop barking for a second. Sorry about my dogs once again for barking like they do. This should have been a ball and socket to where you can still have the wrist rotation, the functionality with the transformation. Another missed opportunity by Hasbro, and is just highly aggravating and a little bit of a frustration to actually get it out of there. You got to like pop that every freaking time. But anyway, so there's that frustration there. You can kick up this far. As far as that goes, you go back, and then it moves out because the way it does back here with the molding and that kind of thing. But the ugliness of the bottom of the feet, DNA Designs, we need that. But we need, like, going back to that arm thing, thought if they could just replace everything, take that mushroom, put in a new arm with those other things to get the articulation, because this is a pretty outstanding bee. Now when you get to back down to the legs again. I'm all over the place on this. You got that elongated, Transformers 1 elongated foot thing going on there. And I'm okay with that because that's the aesthetic of the way the bots looked in the movie and stuff. But this is really nice. The detail paid in nicely. And it's neat how they just took the tab system and whatnot and they did more with less once again or whatever and what have you to get into that, get it in shape for that. But that untabs sometimes. And then you got your ankle rockers that far and then some down but no back, just to do the way the constraints is here. So that'll do it for his articulation. He does come with a couple of accessories. Let's go ahead and get him armed up with his knife hands, and we'll just do one to drive home the point that you just slide it in over the wrist and stuff just like so. And that's neat, but it's all hollowed out again there, and you can't have the knife, well, you can have the knife hands, but you have the pew-pew hands without the knife hands, but the only way you have the knife hands is if you have that in, and then you can't have just one or the other, which is another missed opportunity. So while they're redesigning the arm, if they could, incorporate that. I'm not asking for them to put that back into the arm. I just want a ball socket, like a wrist swivel that should have been there instead of that hinge thing, and would like to have just better versions of this or whatever. So, and you can do that times 2. No, I can see the awfully wafflies when you try to do that pose, and that is a real bummer there. So you do get knife hands, you get pew-pew hands, and is that standard issue pew-pew that RC kicks up in the movie and whatnot. They handle this quite a bit. I think this is kind of what the Elite Guard and or Starscream's people were running around with there, and it looks really, really freaking awesome. I love this. I could have swore is what they kept aiming whenever they were there with Starscream in that part of the movie. So really, really do like that. That's about going to do it for the robot mode. Let's get him converted over to his vehicle mode and see how cool he is there. Before we get to that vehicle mode, you do have a little bit of weapon storage on the back, and it kind of looks like he's got jetpacks. That's D16 and Orion Pax's. Anyway, something fun that you can do there. Now let's get him into vehicle mode. And here is B-127 in his vehicle mode, looking awesome. Life, imitating box art, imitating life for the vehicle mode. We're going to take a little quick spin around here. He's really kind of simplistic, and the only thing I don't really care for maybe is the tabs and the hinges. But other than that, it's still a really pretty clean vehicle mode. Looks awesome, rolls extremely well. I love the pinwheels and what have you there. I'm so glad that they are doing that nowadays. And we'll take a look at the bottom, see how that works out right there. You have your visible head looking the other way syndrome. You got the hollowed feet. Boy, DNA Designs, I need a kit. I know this has got to be able to move and do its thing from one mode to the other, but there's got to be a way to fill in the blanks there per se. He's got some exhaust detailing. I mean, there is that at the very minimum. And I had a little bit of trouble getting these things to tab together, and it still kind of looks like it's popping out down here, and it may pop up there. But I mean, the paint work is very, very nice, but a little bit of paint is on this vehicle mode. I love the way the front looks there. It just looks mean and ready to roll out. And you can weaponize him up, if you will, but can and does look a little bit ridiculous with all that on that extra kibble there. So if I have him in vehicle mode, he'll probably not have that stuff on there. And once again, I really can't stand that you can't do either or with the knife hands and the blaster pew-pews. It's just another way that they've shoehorned and dialed down accessories for that. This gun is really, really awesome. I wouldn't have had two just to go on each side and had that look versus this up here on the top. And anyway, I do like having these, and I think they look good with the bots from Transformers 1. With all that said and done, let's get him transformed back into his robot mode and get him into some final thoughts. And now for some final thoughts on B-127 Bumblebee, or Bad-ass-a-tron. He looks really, really cool. I like this last look configuration I got in. Looks like he's got the jetpacks, and he's got an underswung arm cannon, as he is another version of the Trons. If there's a lot of waves, there seems to be a lot of Trons. Cybertron, Megatron, anyway, you get in Bad-ass-a-tron. Anyway, that's not my best Batman voice, but this is a lot of fun. If you find him, don't hesitate in grabbing him and stuff. The negative is that The way that the weapon store and the vehicle modes, I'm not too hot about. Not too hot about how they do inside of the robot mode. I wish he just had his, knife hands popping out of the back of his wrist like he did in the movie. It's really, really kind of cool. But there's not a lot of room for that. And I'm really hoping the DNA design kits will fill in the underside of his feet, and they will fix, take the mushroom peg off and fix this the way with not that pinned hinge there, but with actually to get the rotation of the wrist back. It's something that Hasbro, for the life of me, I mean, it's all about the money and stuff, and I get all that, but they should stop taking shortcuts with otherwise pretty good figures and stop hollowing it out. With all that said and done, I still recommend B-127. He's a lot of fun, and like I said, don't hesitate to grab him. And that's going to about do it for him. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, all the stuff down below. Thanks again for watching. That's going to wrap it up for B-127. Y'all have an excellent week. If you haven't caught Transformers 1, watch it. It's like on digital right now, and it is an awesome watch. It's like the best animation Transformers anything we've gotten. It's one of the best Transformer movies next to the Bumblebee movie that was live action, in my opinion. And then Transformers the movie is just got that special staple hold in a lot of our hearts. All right, guys, y'all have a great week. Stay safe out there. Till all are one.